when you're doing these problems, it really helps to color in what the inscribed angle is with the corresponding arc measure. So I'm going to start with looking at number 7. So we know that all the way around here is 360 degrees. So if you do 360 minus 60 minus 82, A has to be 218. So I'm going to color this. This is 218 degrees. So B is the resultant intercepted arc, or intercepted angle, inscribed angle, sorry. So this has to be half. So B has to be this. And then I'll do number 8. So the intercepted arc is 108, and the angle is angle A. So angle A has to be half of it. So angle A has to be 54 degrees. And then this intercepted arc matches up with this angle. So B has to be 30 degrees. So to figure out C, these three have to add up to 180 because it's a triangle. So I would do 180 minus 30 minus 54 to get 96 for this angle. These two are vertical angles, so this one has to be 96. And I'll do C because it looks like, or 10 because 9 and 10 kind of look alike. So if I use this inscribed angle as 100 degrees, that means that these two have to add up to 200. So A has to be 101 degrees, so I'm going to write that in. If I do C as an inscribed angle, it means that B plus this amount has to, or if I do B plus A, it's going to be equal to C. So that doesn't really help me. So then I'm going to use 96 because it's a number on it. So 96 is going to be, so if I double 96, so do 96 times 2, you get 192. So all of this has to be 192. So that means that 192 is this part, and if I subtract 99, I'm going to get this part right here. So I do 192 minus 99, and I get 93. Okay, I did that because I know that all the way around the circle has to add up to 360. So I have 93 plus 99 plus 101 plus B equals 360. So B is 67. So now I can do D, because D, these two add up to what, so if I do 67 plus 93 and divide it by 2, because it's the inscribed angle, I get 80. So now I can figure out what C is by doing all three of these have to add up to 360 because it's a quadrilateral. That one's messy. Let's do 13. So 13, this is your inscribed angle. So this arc measure has to be half or twice 25. So this is 50 degrees. This is a diameter because it goes through the center of the circle. And this is the inscribed angle. Angle C is. So angle C has to be 90 degrees. Same thing with angle B. Angle B is an inscribed angle with this diameter. So angle B has to be 90 degrees. So look for diameters right here. So C has to be 90. And then B, the inscribed angle, has to be half 95. And then these make 180. So these two add up to 180. So this has to be 85. Okay, then we're going to use the tangent. So if this is my angle right here, this angle is half. So you just do half of 246. For number 16, I would use that there's 360 degrees in a circle. So this one has to be 130, this angle Y, and then angle X has to be half of 130. Same thing with 17. 18 is more complicated, but you have a diameter going on, so these two have to add up to 180. So I do 180 minus 52. So this part is oops, I gotta erase that. It's 128. And I can use the same thing over here. This has to be 76. So B, you could do half of 128. And then this is 180 degrees, so this angle right here has to be 90. Or, I mean, C is an inscribed angle with 84, so you do half of 84 for C. So this has to be 42. And then A, you could do half of 52. And then B, you can do half of 128. And the next page. Well, actually, let's do 19 because that one has a central angle. This is a central angle. So if the central angle is 44, the degree measure right here on this arc is 44, which would make A 22 because it's an inscribed angle. For C, well, actually, that's not a diameter. For C, you got 160 and 444 plus C add up to 360. And then you can take half of C to get B. Alright, so for these, make sure you're just coloring on your diagram right here. So BC would be twice 48. Then you could figure out AB because all three of these add up to 180. And then B is the inscribed angle for this arc. CE is an inscribed angle for 25, or the intercepted arc for the angle 25. Angle C matches up with 80. Angle D matches up with 80. So just write all the angles in the arcs. And then this is a review of 12.1, 12.2. So for number 6, you would do 3 squared plus, you could use this as y squared equals 8 squared, and then double times this by 2 to get all the way across. So for this one, I would draw in that you know the diameter is 12, so the radius has to be 6, so this has to be 6 too. So you could use the Pythagorean theorem. Same thing with this one. You could put that this is 8, this has to be 6, and use the Pythagorean theorem to get what x is. And these are I'll pick, let's see, number 11. So 11, to figure out what A is, it's half of 76. D matches up with the diameter, so D has to be 90. And then C is 180 minus 76. And then to get B, you take half of that.